rock star and developer of REI AutoComp, a real estate investment software that allows you to analyze deals, pull comps, and make more offers more efficiently. I have the latest version loaded up on my computer, and I wanted to show you some of the new features that we've added. You can see here I'm on REI AutoComp's website, reiautocomp.com, and you can go here, read more about the tool, check out the pricing, and even watch some of the tutorials, and even set up a request to receive a free report and try it out for yourself. So let's go ahead and take a look at the latest version. This is version number 11, and after this I'm going to show you how I saved a gentleman $33,000, or what I like to call a $33,000 mistake. So let's have a look here. You can see I've loaded up the software. It loads up pretty quickly, and for those of you who already have the software, you know that you can select settings and enter in your company information. So let's say our company name was ABC Home Buyers. There you go. And the phone number was 480-555-5555. That information will then appear at the top of your report. What's also great is this settings area houses the deductions from your buy side and your sell side. So it's going to help you hone in and understand exactly what your gross profit and net profit will be. Now that's whether you're a wholesaler, rehabber, or whatever hat you wear in real estate. Coming soon will be a finance option, by which you can use retail regular funding, conventional funding, or even down to something more exotic like transactional funding, and it'll calculate the holding costs and things like that. Finally, this software includes offer widgets, whereby which you can name and save a wholesale offer. You can name and save a rehab offer, so that every time a deal comes through, you can immediately see what a wholesale deal will look like, what a rehab deal will look like, and see what kind of exit and enter and exit strategy you're going to use. So I've just filled out two offers here. You can see I offer 70% minus my profit here to wholesale it. In this one, it's a rehab deal. I offer 70% minus out the repairs, the holding costs, and all that good stuff. So if I take down a property, I'm obviously going to want to know the costs of that. Then finally, because I do want to pull comps from multiple sources, I'm going to put in my password for Redfin and also HomeSnap. So that's how easy it is to set up the software. As far as a property, let's take a look. At the top, one of the first changes we made, guys, was to add the functions at the top of this ribbon here. Before, they were down in the software. Here you have your settings, export a report, remove duplicates, calculate the comp score 360, clear it for a new property, and add or delete comps one at a time. The first thing I wanted to show you is adding or deleting comps. So if you just have one comparable sale you wanted to add, perhaps you got it offline or found it on a website that we don't pull from, just add it to the software. Another cool option is bulk upload. So you can actually upload comps from the MLS or comps from a title company in an Excel spreadsheet, and we provide the template for you to do so. But for now, that's not necessary. We're going to use a new property. And let's go ahead and do 4821 North 63rd Drive here in Phoenix, Arizona, and just click Find. Now what you can see is what it did is it found a picture of the property, a Google Map overview, and also the characteristics got plugged in automatically. So what you're going to quickly do is just make sure everything matches up. I happen to know that this house is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. It's 1,600 square foot, and it's 1 story. It's already filled out as single family versus a condo, and the garage type is a 2-car. Let's say the seller was asking $110,000. Let's say that it has $7,500 in repairs, and I'm looking to make $7,000. Alright, so from that point, you're just going to click Next. But keep in mind, again, part of the reason why this software is awesome it saves you time. It's going to automatically pull in characteristics and things like that from the house, so you don't have to search all over the internet or rely on perhaps maybe the seller's info. You can even see when they bought it and how much they paid. Click next. Let's say I just want comps within a mile and sold within the last 9 months, and I want a variance of 400 square feet. Click next. And I would like it from all 4 sources: Redfin, HomeSnap, Zillow, and CityData.com. So at this moment, I'm just going to go ahead and select import, and all the comparable sales from each one of these websites is going to come in. Now, once it comes in, what's going to happen is this software applies a scoring system to each individual comp. The reason being, if you were doing this manually, your physical human eye would have to look at each individual comp and decide, well, am I going to use this house versus this house? This house versus this house. In that process, number one, you can make an error because you're only a human being. Number two, you can do it differently each time. You run comps on the same exact house. You might not have seen that, a comp that you thought was good sold a year and a half ago, but it met all the other criteria, right? So what this software does is apply the scoring and then puts all the comparable sales in a row. So that's how quickly it happened, guys. Immediately you can see that the after repair value right here is going to be 157. You can see that my maximum allowable offer is going to be 104 because I would plan to buy it and sell it for 110 to 112. And let's have a look down here. The 2 charts show us what's been going on with the neighborhood. Here you can see sales at 120, 125,000. Now sales are running previous month or this current month at 120, maybe 25, 130. Price per square foot, same behaviors, coming up slightly here from over a year ago. Alright, so that scoring system I told you about is down here. First things first, here's all the data on the house. It's a 4.2. This is what the home would be worth after repair value, $157,000. Very helpful if you're a rehabber, right? So all that stuff is going to make sure that you have the information needed to do a rehab. The current market value, that's just if you're going to, buy the house for yourself or do a wrap or subject to some type of owner financing. You're going to want to know what it's worth today. And this is where I'm going to show you in a minute here how I help somebody decide on not purchasing a home by overpaying on a house that he was going to buy from another investor. Then finally, one other key term that I've actually coined myself called the distressed market value, which doesn't really exist in real estate as a whole, let alone the investment niche. But when I'm looking at a property, I need to know what the cheapest houses sell for. And so I coined this term called distressed market value because I know that, generally if I come into a neighborhood and I just find the distressed market value and my purchase price is under that, I know I'm getting a pretty good deal. In this case, distressed market value, $64,000 on this house. So down here, guys, we can see that the scoring has been applied. Here's all the colors, that green being better, red being the worst, and the scores here at the top. So the software automatically chose these top 3 properties, one from Zillow, another from Zillow, one from Redfin. What it's telling us is these top 3 properties here scored the highest and therefore are exactly, or at least the most, like our property. And it brought them right up here to show us the house is worth 113. Simple as that, guys. We have the current market value, we have the after repair value up at the top, and we have the distressed market value so that we can make a decision on this particular house. Now check this out. Some of the houses, if you can scroll down here, some of these properties might be missing some information. So in this case, we found a comp on Redfin that's close to ours. Not so much similar on the bedroom bathroom, but the lot size is not there. What you can do is you can find the lot size, enter it in, and then just go up here and refresh the score by hitting recalculate. And what that's going to do, it's going to recalculate all the scoring so that that scoring system will get applied to it. Alright, so last things last here. Here's a report I did for a friend of a friend. I have some colleagues that asked me about a specific property because another friend was going to be buying a home from an investor. The investor offered this home owner finance for $99,000. And the investor told the potential buyer, look, I know your credit's a little shaky, you're just out of bankruptcy. Let's do an owner finance deal for 30-year amortization, 7-year balloon, which means that that buyer has to put down a down payment with an EMD and get this house in his name before the 7 years is up. So check this out. I ran the software here because I trust it, and I sent a copy of the report. Here's the home. Here's a look of the neighborhood. Not the greatest neighborhood. It kind of looks like it's near an industrial area in downtown Phoenix. What do you notice? You see that price drop over the last year? You see this price per square foot having a lot of trouble and then eventually dropping here in 2015? That's the first thing I noticed. You can see that I put in the maximum allowable offer would be 60 grand. Why? Because down here, look at what this house is worth. The sales price was $99,000, located right here. Right? 99 grand. What's the house worth today? Well, let's take a look at the current market value. Here's 3 properties totaling $68,000 in value. So this particular person was going to buy a house worth $67,000 to $69,000 for $99,000. I mean, even if he cleaned up his credit and bought this home, he would be buying a home that was flipped. Not to mention, the house wouldn't appraise for that. If he bought the house in the next 2 years, properties just don't appraise or rather gain appreciation that quickly. So that's exactly the reason why I created this software. This software helps my investment business, and it also helps the prospective home buyer to understand what a home is worth. I've even had appraisers compliment the software because it did exactly what they would do, only a whole lot quicker. And it adds a certain level of objectivity to something that can be a little subjective. Not everybody's going to pick same properties the same way every single time. And using this math and algorithm, it ensures that when I buy a house, I separate all the emotion. I just look at the numbers, and you guys saw how quickly I was able to pull a couple of hundred comparables from several different sites and find out what the properties are worth. Along with these pie charts, it helps me make a decision in a couple of moments. If you would like a copy of REI AutoComp, simply visit the website reiautocomp.com and click on pricing, and go ahead and purchase it. It has an immediate download. All the updates are free for life. And I think right now, if you go there, we're running a special on the software for Valentine's Day 2015. This is Randy once again. Thank you for watching this video, and have yourself a great day. Happy vesting.